Gary, Indiana is coming through. Gary, Indiana is here for you. Gary, Indiana has come to play, 'cause that's the Gary, Indiana way.
Oh.
All right, welcome back to the Girthy Hogs Network. I, of course, am your host, the Gary, Indiana, and this is the Girthy Hogs Network flagship program, Hoggin the Airwaves with Gary, Indiana. It's so good to be back. It's been a few weeks. I missed you guys. How we doing out there, Girth Nation? You love to hear it. As you know, Girthy Hogs, we do everything in front of a live audience. So if you're out there listening, and we know that you are, I can see you. You're doing a great job. Keep on fighting the good fight. It's Oscar season. It's Oscar season. The Oscar nods are out. Tonight, if you're watching this, they've probably already happened. I'm shooting this as they're happening. It is, hey, Bixby, help me out. What's today? March 2nd. All right, thanks, Bigsby. You're welcome, Gary. I love you. We love Bigsby. We're glad to have him on the team. He's such a good assistant. So comment down below what you think is going to happen with the Oscars. I didn't really prepare too much for the Oscars. I know. I should have been more prepared. But I haven't seen a whole lot of the movies. But apparently they have a... Okay, we got a segment. All right, so coming up next, we got a segment where I talk about the Oscar nominations. I don't know why they want me to do that. Okay. All right, let's do it. Who are these people? All right, who's getting nominated this year? Why do we care? All right, let's see. A complete list of the 2025 Oscar nominations. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, this is like fucking 8 paragraphs of fucking articles here. I don't know if you can see this, but if you can, just trying to get to the list. This is like fucking trying to look up a recipe. This is ridiculous. I'm just trying to figure out who's fucking nominated for awards. I've never been big on awards because it's just rich people giving other rich people awards. So that doesn't really ever do much for me. So we got Best Picture this year. Okay, so here's I guess the 10 nominees for Best Picture. Nora, never heard of her. The Brutalist, more like the I didn't fucking see it. A complete unknown? Yeah, a complete unknown to me because I never saw this movie. Conclave, I've never even fucking heard of that. Dune Part 2, I did hear of that. Never saw it though. Amelia Perez, that's a name. That's a person, not a movie. I'm still here. Okay. Well, I'm not, because I never went and saw your fucking movie. Nickel Boys. If that's anything like Nickelback, then I'm going to skip it. The Substance. What is that, like crack cocaine? I know a lot about that, and it's not something you want to get mixed up in. And then Wicked. That's the one with Ariana Grande. So I think that one's probably going to win all the awards. I've fucking heard of any of the other movies. That's my fucking grand Oscar expertise. I don't know who on the Girthy Hogs fucking production staff thought it was a good idea to have Gary, Indiana do the fucking Oscar show. Give that to Anson Jansen. Mr. Anson Jansen is so much farther above everybody. He's so much more well-evolved. Well, fuck you, Anson Jansen. I fucking hate you. You're a piece of shit. You should be doing this fucking stupid, and I should be talking about the real-world shit that actually matters. Okay? So, Anson Jansen, you can take your fucking best actor and you can shove it up your ass, okay? So that's a good transition. Coming soon, the Girthy Hogs have a new show coming out, and it is called Deep Thoughts with Anson Jansen. Now, Anson Jansen is an asshole. He's a douchebag and a loser, so you don't want to watch him. You want to watch the Girthy Hogs. If you're going to watch the Girthy Hogs, you're going to watch Gary, Indiana, not Anson Jansen, but I am contractually obligated to promote his products because we are on the same network. Okay, so his show comes out soon. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, Anson Jansen, whatever, fucking douchebag. Anyway, Coming up next, we have an interview with a scarecrow, the first of its kind. That's what Gary, Indiana does. Gary, Indiana goes out there and he gets guests that you're not going to, if you watch podcasts these days, it doesn't matter who your favorite comedian is. If you watch their podcast, it's the same, 5 to 10 comedians that just do their rounds. It's the same guests over and over and over again. Sometimes Theo will have like a turkey farmer on or something, which is very, very cool, which is awesome. He's an exception to the norm. So I, Gary, Indiana, the forward thinker I am, I want to get real people on this show. Last time we had what was that fucking douchebag that made the fucking tree houses for retards? What was his name? Oh, he was a nightmare. He was the fucking worst guy. What was his name? Jimmy Redbird? Yeah, fuck that guy. But we're giving a voice to the people. He deserved a spotlight, and he failed miserably. Fuck that guy. I hate him. But anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to try it again. Today, we're going to interview a scarecrow. So coming up next, we have an interview with a scarecrow. Stay tuned on the Good Hogs Network. I am Gary, Indiana. It's time for an interview, so please welcome our guest, a scarecrow. It's time for an interview, so please welcome our... Without further ado, here is the exclusive Girthy Hogs interview with a scarecrow. Yeah, thanks for having me, Gary. I'm a big fan. My first question is, what's it like being a scarecrow? It's really exciting, Gary. Last week I saved a baby from a burning building, and then after that, I saved a grieving mother from suicide. No, it's actually really boring. I mainly just stand in the field and kind of just scare crows. It's basically all I do. Wow, riveting stuff. I'm sure out in those fields all day scaring crows, it's got to get a little bit boring when there's no crows around. Does your boss let you play Farmville too? No, Gary. I'm a scarecrow and my boss is an asshole. He always says, I'm not paying you to play on your phone. I'm paying you to scare crows. When he found my Google Lens, he put like open packets of like canned tuna and he put them in my air vents in my car. It made my whole fucking car reek. I ended up having to get a whole new car. I mostly just stand in a field yelling at crows. Most days, there's not even any crows, so I just stand there in the hot sun wishing I was dead. Great stuff, Scarecrow. It says here, scarecrows aren't allowed to get married in the state of Iowa. Is that true? Is that where you're from? No, it's not. As someone who spends a lot of time around crows, I assume you've learned a lot about them over the years. I, for one, know that crows are very smart. One time they stole my Uncle Donnie's car keys, and he went chasing after him, and then they dropped him down into a sewer grate, and he dove in after him, and he ended up getting eaten by alligators. So rest in peace, Donnie. We love you. But do you have any insight on stuff like that happening? How to avoid getting outsmarted by crows? Years. I don't know where you got years from, Gary. I've just been doing this on the side for about 8 months so I can pay for my University of Phoenix online degree. I'm studying to be a taxidermist. Taxidermy? Every taxidermist I've ever met smells like curry. What are you going to do with taxidermy? Gary, I'm pretty sure those are taxi drivers. And I'll probably just end up taxidermying crows. I mean, I've eaten enough of them as it is. Well, thank you for joining us here on Hoggin the Airwaves. You certainly weren't the worst guest we've had. That honor goes to Jimmy Redbird. What a fucking nightmare he was. But best of luck to you. Thank you for being so informative and letting us know about the world of being a scarecrow. We hope nothing but the best for you, and we hope that you get your degree from the University of Phoenix online. And soon we'll have to talk to you. And once you start taxidermy, and just send us some stuff. We'll promote your stuff. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining us, Scarecrow. Yeah, well, thanks for having me on, Gary. That Jimmy Redbird really is the worst. He's the fucking worst. Once I get through school and I get through this University of Phoenix online degree, I will definitely send you a couple of dead birds in the mail. So keep an eye out, Gary. Thanks for having me. Until next time, buddy. Thanks for joining us, Scarecrow. We love you. It was a very informative interview. Comment down below if you learned something. That was very riveting stuff. I mean, that guy has seen it all. We look forward to seeing you graduate, and we're rooting for you. And we can't wait to get that first dead bird in the mail. Hope you keep them coming. I hope every time I go out to check the mail, I hope there's a dead bird in there. All right. So for the Girthy Hogs, for Gary, Indiana, fuck you, Anson Jansen. But I am Gary, Indiana. I love you. Good night. Girthy Hogs. A Girthy Hogs production.